So I think we're ready to go. And in this regard, I'd like to reintroduce myself now that we have folks who are joining us on our Facebook Live as well as here on our Zoom webinar. My name is Todd Christensen. I serve as the SVP of Advancement and Member Experience. And as CapEd, one of our tenets around our mission statement is financial well-being. And this webinar series that we have that starts today and runs through the first Thursday in July, July 1st, is built around two key topics. One is on scholarships, the other is on student loans, and then we roll into information around mortgages. But today we have a great presenter, and I'd like to take the opportunity now to introduce Raymond Yee. He is the Director of Relationship Management at Sallie Mae. Sallie Mae is a partner with CapEd for student loans. So with this, let me turn it over to Raymond, and let me stop sharing my screen so that you can share yours. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Todd. Appreciate it. And hello, everybody. I look forward to presenting to you hopefully some good information on scholarships. So let me share my screen here and we can get started.
Great. Raymond, as you're pulling that up, we have several folks who have joined us from Southern Idaho, and several of them, as we've asked, what are you looking forward to in today's session? They've said, share with us where we can get free money. And that is the conversation today, scholarships, finding free money for college.
Well, that's a good segue into this presentation. Yes, I will tell you a lot of good information about how to find free money for college through scholarships. Again, hello, everybody. And again, thank you again for joining us today on our presentation on scholarships, finding free money for college. Again, my name is Raymond, and I'm a relationship manager with Sallie Mae, and we're excited to share information with you today as part of CapEd's Federal Credit Union's Financial Wellbeing webinar series. So what are we going to learn today? Today, we're going to talk about college costs and how scholarships can help you cover those costs. There are a variety of different scholarship resources we will share with you. We will also touch on scholarship search engines and how easy they are to navigate. We will learn some strategies on creating a winning scholarship essay. And lastly, we'll share some tips on applying for scholarships. So let's start with the college costs and how scholarships can help offset some of the cost. Depending on the school you choose, the average cost will vary. The average cost for a 2-year public college is around $12,700. The average cost of a 4-year public college or university, if you're staying in the state, is about $21,900, right under $22,000. The average cost for out-of-state 4-year public institutions costs about $30,300. And lastly, a 4-year private college or university runs right under $50,000 at around $49,870. This average cost includes tuition and fees, room and board, books and supplies, and miscellaneous expenses. And the cost can vary from state to state and school to school. Americans have spent an average of about $30,000 on college this past academic year. The total amount is 14% higher than the previous academic year. Parents covered the majority of the cost, or about 52%, between their income, savings, and parent borrowing. Across all sources of funding compared to the previous year, we observed the largest increase in contributions from parents' income and savings. This category covered 44% of the cost in 2019-20. That translates to parents covering more this year from income and savings, while the amount contributed from parent borrowing remained consistent year over year. Free financial aid, which is considered scholarships and grants, covered 25% of the cost on average. Scholarships covered about 15% and grants covered about 10%. As you can see in the chart, student contribution covered about 20% of the cost. Student borrowing remains consistent year over year. And finally, funds from relatives and friends covered about 1% of the total cost. Now, let's take a look at scholarship money and where that comes from. 58% of families use scholarships in academic year 2019-20. Most of that scholarship money was awarded as a result of financial aid process, which is defined by the college and or the government. And among families who said they use scholarships, 64% received them from college with an average amount of around $9,600. 29% received them from the state with an average amount of around $4,600, right under $4,700. And 27% of scholarships came from outside organizations like community groups, businesses, or not-for-profit, totaling around $2,200. There are a variety of scholarship resources that are out there. And as you know, scholarships are financial aid awards that do not have to be paid back. It is essentially free money. Some scholarships can cover the entire cost of tuition, or it could be a one-time award of a few $100s. Either way, it's worth applying for because it helps reduce the cost of going to college. When should students apply for scholarships? Each scholarship has its own unique requirements on who qualifies and how to apply. Each scholarship will also have its own application deadline. Some deadlines are early as the year before college starts, so seniors and even juniors in high school now can begin researching and applying for scholarships. The summer before senior year is a great time to start, but if you have missed the window, you should not give up. Again, scholarship deadlines are all over the place. Some don't even have deadlines, but instead they have rolling award seasons until they find the right recipient. If you're already in college or even planning on heading into graduate school, there are many scholarships still available. These are not all designated for just incoming freshmen. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. Each scholarship will have its own requirements. Many require an essay or other submissions that showcase your talent, your skill level. And again, Sallie Mae's scholarship website will provide you with clear understanding of who qualifies for scholarships and how to apply. You should carefully read the application, fill it out completely, and meet the application deadline dates. Here, the best thing about scholarships, you don't need to be the #1 in your class or be an all-star athlete to get money for college. While some scholarships are based on academic achievements, not all of them are. Scholarships can be need-based, merit-based, or based on hobbies, field of study, religion, or more. I'm not sure if you knew that there were actually scholarships out there for left-handed people if you're a lefty. So there are all kinds of opportunities out there. While many scholarships come through your college or university, there are many private scholarships available each year. There are thousands of them offered by schools, employers, individuals, private companies, not-for-profit organizations, communities, religious groups, and professional and social organizations. Ask family friends if their employer or any organizations that they're involved in offer scholarship programs. If you're employed, ask your employer if they offer a scholarship program. If you're in high school, a great resource for local or community-based scholarships is your counselor. Most counseling offices have a published list of scholarships available to graduates of their high school and residents in the community and in the state as well. Ask the admissions and financial aid office for a list of scholarship you may qualify for. Be sure to understand the deadline dates and submit applications and the application process to ensure that you don't miss out. Some examples of large scholarship donors include Dr. Pepper Scholarship. Dr. Pepper offers scholarship. Coca-Cola, Walmart, Burger King, Ronald McDonald House Charity Scholarships is out there as well as Target. So there are many scholarships available. You just need to do your research and find them. And this is where scholarship search engines can really help out. Scholarship search engines are easy to use. Scholarship search engines house an aggregate list of scholarships and allow users to match the scholarship based on personal profile you create. Once you create your personal profile, as new scholarships are added to the database, you will be notified of the new scholarship opportunities that match your profile. The key is to one, keep your profile up to date. For example, your test scores, your GPA, your clubs, organizations, community service, and volunteer activities. And second, this is not just your junior and senior year in high school. Update your profile when you get to college within your first semester, including your GPA, your activities, organizations that you're involved in college, etc. Especially if you change your major, that's a big key as well. There are a variety of search engines with the popular being the ones that I list here. And you see Sallie, Scholarship Search by Sallie Mae provides access to both undergraduate and graduate student. FastWeb is another one out there that provides a lot of scholarship information, as well as a Big Future, which is through the College Board. Sallie Mae's scholarship search tool is the largest database of scholarship out there. And again, there's over 6 million scholarships worth up to $30 billion. Every scholarship is found through the scholarship search and has been approved, fully vetted. They are current, and new scholarships are added on a daily basis. You create a profile and make updates anytime. You get matched up with scholarships based on skill, activities, and interest. And you get an email alert when scholarship matching the profiles are posted, and you're able to enter into a $1,000 drawing for college. We draw one winner every month as part of the Sallie Mae $1,000 monthly sweepstake, and it's simply to register through the scholarship search, and the student is automatically entered. As you can see, there's a lot of money out there to be found through this tool. Again, I mentioned $6 million worth of scholarship, 6 million scholarships worth up to $30 billion in award money. And a little bit of a breakdown, $820 million were based on ethnicity and minorities. 270 million were awarded out to first generation students. $570 million were awarded out to majors in nursing, 980 million in engineering, and 720 in the teaching profession. And in addition, 22% of the scholarships do not require citizenship status as a part of the application process or consideration. Search engines can help narrow your search and guide you to the perfect scholarship based on your profile. The search tool is free. Never pay for scholarship applications, and we don't recommend paying somebody to find scholarships for you. Sallie Mae validates the scholarships to ensure up-to-date opportunities. Search tools are very helpful with calendar features that help students know deadline dates and help with timelines. It has the ability to filter, which can help avoid missing any required information and deadlines. You can find ratings that are provided by previous applicants or recipients, much like product reviews when shopping online. Take advice from students that have applied previously. You will get an email alert of new scholarships that match your profile. And you can use a mobile device to find scholarships as well. It's easy, accessible, and always in hand. Since I'm most familiar with the Sallie Mae search tool, I know that you can build a profile about yourself by telling the tool all about you so that you can go out and check the database for scholarships that are good matches for you. Students can register for free, again, and enter interest, activities, or groups that are involved in and get matched with over 6 million scholarships worth $30 billion. Our search tool creates a detailed database and a profile so that you can match with more scholarships. The more detailed the profile, the more effective scholarship search can match your interest to appropriate scholarships. Sallie Mae saves and stores all the detailed profile information for future reference. I know some other scholarship search engines require registrants to fill out a new profile on every visit, which can be frustrating to busy college-bound students looking for free money. Here's an example of what list of scholarship matches look like. With the Sallie Mae Scholarship Search tool, you can set up personalized account, which will alert you when new scholarship opportunities match up your profile becomes available. You can also easily share scholarship information with your friends over social media. As you see in this example here, it will identify the name of the scholarship, and it provides a deadline date, and it provides the dollar amount. And you can simply click on the link that will take you to the scholarship donor to go through the application process. After you've matched with some of the possible scholarships, you'll need to do a little work to apply. Each application will have its own criteria, but many will require some form of scholarship essay. If this makes you nervous, we have some great tips and ideas on how to get started and how to focus in on the right things on your essay. Start early. Provide plenty of time when completing your college essay. Understand the prior's overall mission and purpose. Follow instructions. Simple misinformation and not following instruction can cost you a scholarship that can help pay for your college education. Create an outline, organize your thoughts. Be very thoughtful when you're putting your information together. Don't be afraid to get personal. Take advice and get feedback from a counselor, from your parents. Be neat, spelling and grammar matter. Proofread more than once. Punctuation is a key component when scholarship donors are reading scholarship applications. And be persistent. And you do not have to be the best to win a scholarship. Scholarship committees often prefer to see how somebody overcomes hardship and succeed despite the obstacles in their path, or what somebody learned from time they have failed. Sharing something about who you are will make it easy, will make the essay more genuine and memorable. Don't forget to ask for feedback. Teachers, counselors, family members, and trustworthy friends can read essays and give feedback back to you. So what makes a good essay? One that shows someone's background, experience, ambitions, and personality. It's an opportunity for you to make a strong and lasting impression. These tips can help. Be original and be genuine. You should choose a topic that you truly enjoy and passionate about. Don't be afraid to say why you deserve the scholarship. Don't put in too much information not related to the topic or the scholarship. Stick with a simple story and message. Don't just say what you've done or make it a list of accomplishment, but instead talk about what you learned, how it was helpful to others, and the experience. Be positive and state how you were inspired to act and move toward a particular major or accomplishment or accomplish a challenge. Now we'll summarize some tips and important things to keep in mind. Get organized. Be authentic. Know the requirements of the scholarship. Include strong recommendations. And create a lasting impression. A few more tips to add to the scholarship application process. Meet the deadlines. Be aware of when the application is due. List important accomplishments first. Showcase your honors and awards. Don't rule out smaller scholarships. They all add up. Every bit adds up to a big number. Start applying your junior year. Don't wait too long. Once you win a scholarship, there are some things you should understand. How will you get the money? It depends on the scholarship. The money might be sent directly to the college where it will be applied to your tuition, fees, and other amounts that you owe to the school. Or it might be sent directly to you in a check. The provider should tell you what to expect when it informs you that you have been awarded the scholarship. If not, make sure you ask. How will the scholarship affect my other aid? All student aid added together cannot be more than your cost of education or cost of attendance. You should inform the school that you have been awarded a scholarship so that the the financial aid office can include these funds as part of your financial aid package. Make sure you ask the school how they will adjust financial aid. If the financial aid offer has already met the full cost of attendance before receipt of the scholarship, the school will reduce loans and other types of aid. If the scholarship is renewable, make sure you understand the requirements. For example, grade point average, maintaining grade point average, enrollment status, or degree major requirements. Or do you have to apply, or does it automatically renew? Sallie Mae Paying for College Resources is another destination to help you make plans to pay for college. You will have more free access to videos, information, tools on the topics and topics that you have as far as scholarships, the free application for federal student aid, which is the FAFSA form, and student loans, and much, much more. And with that, I wanted to thank you for attending this webinar, and I will turn it back over to Todd to see if there are any questions that we can answer at this time. So thank you again.
Awesome, thanks Raymond. That was a lot of information in a quick, short 15, maybe 12 minutes. So we greatly appreciate that, or 22 minutes rather. Greatly appreciate that, Raymond. Let me open up our chat here. And for those who have any questions, feel free to write those in the chat area. And make sure that you hit all panelists and attendees, then we can see your questions that you might have. But to kind of start off here, Raymond, as I see a couple of folks typing in there, and again, please include any of your questions in the chat feature. Raymond, talk to me a little bit about the small scholarships. You referenced that they add up quickly. What have been some of your experiences, either personally or any of those that you see that you work with?
That's a very good question, Todd. And I think a lot of students may get discouraged when they see there's a $250 scholarship. Is it worth my time, effort, and energy to apply for that scholarship? I have to write an essay just for $250. Well, if there's 5 $250 scholarships out there that you're applying for, and you get all 5, or maybe there's 10 out there, it all adds up when it's all said and done. One of the common questions I get too is, am I ever going to get it? They're only going to give it to one person. And what are my chances? There's probably hundreds of students that are going to apply for it, so I'm not even going to bother of doing that. Well, let's take like a $5,000 scholarship that's out there, and you spend 10 hours putting your essay together and making it look really good and putting a lot of energy and effort into it. And you do the math, you know, $5,000 divided by 10, and you can do the math. What's the hourly rate? What kind of return where you can get that type of return for putting 10 hours of work into trying to get $5,000 or maybe even $10,000. But again, if everybody had that attitude, well, I'm not going to try because I won't have a shot at it because everybody else is going to do that. If everybody's doing that and they're having to give that scholarship out, hey, guess what? If you present yourself well and they like your essay, you receive the scholarship. So again, my advice is this is free money. It does take some work. It's not, you don't have to pay these funds back, and you're not going to have to take out a loan or take out less loans. So take advantage of as many scholarships as you can that are out there. And once you set up a profile, that's one of the nice things about the search engine is you put in a lot of the search criterias in your profile already. So it will net back to you a handful of potential scholarships that you can apply for. And then it's just coming back to doing the work. The essay part of it is you can repurpose those essays and just tweak it a little bit here and there to tailor it towards a specific scholarship and save on a little bit of work there. But again, it's free money, and you can't, leave free money on the table.
Great question. Going back to a couple of slides so that we can share with the viewers the information of where they get to the Sallie Mae page. where they can put their profile. And as you're doing that, we have a son who's attending Boise State. He's in engineering, and he's organized a Google Drive with all of his different scholarships that he's applied for, the different essays that he's written, and he's been able to go through that, and he refers to it as churn and burn, and he's been able to generate enough in scholarships that he'll be able to pay for about 2/3 of his undergraduate degree in engineering. And that's been some encouragement since he was a young child, if you will, and then especially as he moved into high school. So that's something that I would give as an encouragement to the viewers, is work to be organized. And there are a lot of great resources. Google Drive is one that I've referenced to be able to house all your information. We as a household, we have looked at this salliemay.com/scholarships, and it is a wealth of information and a wealth of opportunity to help pay for your higher education. I'm going to turn to the question here from Lori. Any special suggestions for non-traditional students? Raymond, do you have any thoughts for those who are non-traditional students for scholarships?
Absolutely. It's really going through the same process of using a search engine. If you get an opportunity to go into our search engine, I think I have an example here of the first page. There's different sort criteria that you can put up, and one of them is non-traditional, and it also breaks it down into the type of school, whether it's a 2-year community college or 4-year public institution or 4-year private. There's this 3 dots here that's kind of other sort criteria. So there's a sort criteria that will talk about non-traditional students, and then the various activities that's listed that you can sort out will help identify some of those scholarships that might be more geared towards that particular scenario. So absolutely, that's one of the nice things about the search engine. It's so detailed that it covers a lot of different areas to pull in scholarships that will meet your criteria. Unlike the old school days back 10, 15 years ago, where it was a binder that the financial aid office would pretty much give you, and you would have to siphon through, 200 pages of different scholarships that are out there. Now that everything is all online, it really helps with that search process. So I would encourage you to try out the search engine, put in your sort criteria, and see what matches come up.
That is great information, Raymond. I appreciate that, and I agree. The user-friendly nature of the Sallie Mae scholarship search engine is great. Looking at what's presented on the screen here, the different scholarships based off of your profile, is a pretty incredible resource. Lori, I'm going to ask you a question, and if you can type in there into the chat. Are you familiar with the Adult Idaho Opportunity Grant? And let me share briefly on that. That is for individuals who have a certain number, and I think it's 28, don't hold me to that, but I think as long as if they have 28 credits of a college or university, and they have not attended school for the last 24 months or 2 years, they can apply for and receive up to $3,500 per school year. And information about that scholarship and some other scholarships that are available through the state of Idaho can be found at the Idaho State Board of Education. And we'll post some of that information as well. So Lori, hopefully that information can help you around being a non-traditional student and the resources that are available. So that is for those individuals. The state has taken a great step in wanting to help individuals who have started school but haven't finished school, and it's an incredible resource, Lori. So take an opportunity to look at that.
Let me add another suggestion for non-traditional students is the school that you're attending, work with the admissions office there and ask them for opportunities for non-traditional students. Sometimes there are funds earmarked specifically at these institutions for non-traditional students. So definitely inquire about that. Not all schools will have it, but some do. So it doesn't hurt to ask for that information.
I'm going to take control here, and I'm going to present a slide here just so folks have your contact information, and then also mine as it relates to questions that folks may have. Again, Raymond Yee, he is with Sallie Mae. Capital Credit Union has partnered with Sallie Mae for resources around higher education or funding your higher education, information around scholarships, as well as information on student loans. So Raymond can be reached at the email that's presented on screen. And then, Raymond, are you okay with folks reaching out to you via phone? I would assume so. If we're going to put your phone number there, I think you're...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Email, phone. Email works great, but yeah, if you wanted to shout out via phone, that's perfectly fine as well.
And then for those who are interested in information about the Idaho Adult Learner Scholarship, you can reach out to me via email, and it's presented there on screen, todd.christensen@capedcu.com. And I can share a couple of links to that great scholarship that's available for those who would be in that non-traditional group, Lori. So Raymond, appreciate that. I don't see any other questions that have come in on the chat. One of the things that we do want to share that coming up on Thursday, we will have a webinar presentation again with Raymond, and he'll be talking about student loans. You want to give us a precursor, Raymond, on what that will be about?
Absolutely. We will talk about, again, as it relates to the cost of paying for college and what options are available to pay for that cost of education, and focusing on the different loan programs that are available, whether it's federal versus private, and then highlight some key features with regard to loan options. And we'll touch a little bit about scholarships, which you've already received information on today's session, but we'll do a quick review there. But again, the whole focus is what resources are available in addition to scholarships to help pay for your college education, with a focus on student loans.
Thanks, Raymond, for sharing that. We hope to see those who have joined us today on Thursday, June 17th, again at 12:10. We want to do this inside of the lunch hour. That's why we called it Lunch Money. So between 12:10 and 12:45, I'm just doing a quick time check that we're a few minutes before 12:45. We also want to let you be aware that we have 4 webinars built around the real estate and buying a home, whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to upgrade in this crazy, I think that's a great word to represent our real estate market, a crazy real estate market here in the Treasure Valley as well as the Magic Valley area. And you can learn more about those sessions as well as register for this Thursday session at capedcu.com/lunchmoney. With that, I'm going to check to see if we have any other questions from our attendees here today. We appreciate all of you who have joined us. This session has been recorded, and it will be posted at that capedcu.com/lunchmoney site, and it is also available on our Facebook page at CapEdCU at Facebook. With that, Raymond, we look forward to seeing you again on Thursday. And again, thank you very, very much for the great information around free money and how individuals can pay for their higher education as they pursue financial well-being as they go throughout their life. Thanks, Raymond. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Take care. Have a great afternoon.